Yeah. I push 50 opponents off the track, baby.
In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. Through city streets and temples high, find your story beneath the sky. Waves crash, walking out your sense. Harmony flows to the best of lands. In the neon glow, where respect, a culture rich, where reason stands. In the morn of grace, we'll dance the night with every star, a guiding light. In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. The cherry lanes and soaring heights, find your magic in the moonlit nights.
Alrighty, guys. There is this thing. Now, I'm not going to share with you guys or play any of this music. But I want you guys to know that there is a few things within my list so is sorry, I got a thing on my phone. Okay. There's this thing that I wanted to come out and share with you guys. That I have been enjoying a band, and that's why I'm so late today in live streaming. Like, I started the stream 15 minutes ago. Sorry, I am absolutely late. I have been listening to this is one of my new favorite bands. And for any of you, and I'm nowhere in any way, shape, or form a Swedish person. Okay, but I love their music, and I love Smash Into Pieces. I've listened to every album. A lot of music from them. I even have enough to create a list of music from them, and I haven't added all of it. These are just some of the best. I like Heroes. Oh, such fantastic music by them. You know, Smash Into Pieces. It's like I have to go down in here. There's a new one that I love. And I'm going to save this to my playlist. Thank you. I love that Paradise. I love even this one. I'm gonna add Hurricane into it too. These guys. Sorry, I have been doing this. Like, these are like relatively. You guys would think that I would actually sit down and actually like I like Nickelback. I will be honest. No, Nickelback is not one that I'm going to sit back and listen to, like, 24/7. Like, if I could pick an album to listen to 24/7, all day long, it would be Smash Into Pieces, or pick an artist all day long that I could listen to. Smash Into Pieces would genuinely be my list of artists that I could listen to all day long. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys that. And then I also want you guys to know that MTG Arena now has Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is now available within MTG Arena. Unfortunately, I would have to reinstall it. I can't get access into the server right now for it. I was gonna play that today, because they got Final Fantasy in there, but unfortunately, in nowhere do I have any ounce of it available. Now, a couple other things as we're kind of getting loaded into Norway. Um, what on with YouTube? I have no idea why that was not there, but I wanted to come in and I said, and I'm going to tell you this. Um, I I love music, and music is one of those things that really um that I really like listening to. And I'll tell you, I'm not listening to but I love music, and music is the one that inspires me a lot more. Inspires me a lot. And music is always fantastic. And to be honest, no, I'm not gonna grab gas right now. I don't think I'll need it. Now, of course, if you guys don't know, in our last stream, we got all the way up to here into Tromos, so up here. But we are heading from down here. I did this last night. I started kind of driving. We are headed all the way over here to the over here. And so I wanted to really come into there. And also, nothing has really changed. There has been some things that I wanted to really come out and say, and I don't know if you guys know this, but you know, this is one of those things where you look at what's going on in the world, and you look at what's going on today. You know, it's really tough, and it's really anything, and I need to do a couple of things that I need to do. You guys can now support me without having to go to YouTube, without having to go to without having to go to YouTube, without having to go to, you know, support me through this struggle. If you want to support me, you have plenty of ways to do it. You can support me on TikTok. You can support me on Ko-Fi. You can support me on Trovo. And you can support me on YouTube. And the easiest way to support me is you guys can support me by by doing that. And I'm going to tell you, I only do I only do Ko-Fi. I am now starting to post into Ko-Fi now, just to see when I do go live. It's the only place that I will absolutely post. But if you guys want to send stuff, that's the best way to do it. And it also allows for me to that last okay. Because I gotta log in. Log in. Okay. And mm, um anyway. I misspelled driving. Ugh. Alright. Thanks, Hatfield Wilson, for joining. Now, no, I will be honest. One of the things that I always like to, hold on. Absolutely. We're gonna clear out that hit. Okay. But, now, I know that you guys on YouTube won't be able to to hear the music, which is good. I don't want you guys to have to hear the music going on. But if you want to know what music I listen to and what I is there's this thing that has been going a lot on my mind, and there's this thing where, you know, you look at it from a year ago, okay, from a year ago standpoint. We have had, it has changed dramatically within the year since. Okay, you know, I posted this thing from Aaron in the morning. You know, you look at your memories on Facebook and stuff. And a year ago, I posted a thing about, you know, the transgender problems and the transgender issues. You know, these statewide places. Well, I come to find out, you know, a year ago, some of these states like South Dakota, and the whole reason South Dakota and the other one, Wyoming and stuff, and places like that, where it was kind of like, okay, we are seeing places like that. Okay, they're somewhat gray. You know, I would have been happy with it, but actually, okay, that's just in the way, so I don't need to go that way. And that's a rest area. Thanks, user, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Where last year I had pretty much, you know, okay, this kind of stuff is kind of like slowly, you know, it was a great state to be in. I would have said, okay, you can come here to South Dakota. It would have been fantastic. Today, that's a whole other ball game. Today, that story is gone. I no longer go out there and support the going to South Dakota. I would highly recommend that if you're here coming to the US, that you have to make sure that you are being safe, make sure you're taking care of yourself. You know, thanks Boo for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. This is where I'm gonna get some gas, 'cause I don't wanna.
Thank you.
But it's
The Blues and Soul Show with Michelle Evans here on Trans Radio UK.
you know,
We're back to the music. Back to the music next. Trans Radio UK. Trans Radio UK.
you know, and it's one of those things where, you know, as somebody who goes,
Certainty on the issue has been delayed after it promised to halve offences within this decade. Ellie Butt is from Refuge, a women's domestic abuse charity.
Convictions, so it'll be considered at the Home Office. Are they being
Sticking with the spending review, the £3 bus fare cap will be extended until 2027 as part of Rachel Reeves' plans. Without it, the government say fares on journeys could rise astronomically. Disorder in Ballymena continues today, with fireworks and other missiles reported to have been thrown at police this evening. While police have been deployed following the violent disorder on Monday, which left 15 people injured. And British number one Katie Bolter's made a strong start to her grass course single season, edging past Australian Ayla Tomljanovic at Queen's. That's the latest from Radio News Hub. I'm Frankie Hessel.
Buying a home on a holiday
Sorry,
was the retreat
if you
you
guys-
always wanted. But then came
I don't know why,
unexpected
but
site fee
I was just checking to
increases,
make sure
and
that
was before the dramatic loss in value. If you bought a home on a holiday park in the UK, you may have been missold. holidayparkadvicecentre.co.uk could help you receive thousands in compensation. Text JUSTICE to 78900. That's JUSTICE to 78900.
Community News, brought to you by the Trans Radio UK news team.
Organisers citing significant financial and organisational challenges. The LCR, Liverpool City Region, Pride Foundation announced the cancellation for the weekend, confirming that the event originally scheduled for the 26th of July could not go ahead. In a statement, board of directors explained the difficulties. These challenges have been met at some stage and resulted in it converting to an almost entirely volunteer-led corporation. They also pointed to rising costs and struggles in securing both national and local funding. As part of a broader decision-making process, the board said it had listened to community feedback and chosen to end its partnership with Barclays, a previous sponsor. Our priority now is to ensure that we have a sustainable foundation in. Despite the cancellation, the foundation says it will still support other events during Pride weekend and regional celebrations happening across the borough. The organisation is now seeking new trustees to help secure the event's future, with hopes to return in 2026. Any March registration fees this year will be refunded. Last year's Pride in Liverpool saw record attendances, drawing 60,000 people. The event hosted the official Kiev Pride, welcoming members from Ukraine and across Europe in a powerful show of solidarity. At the time, LCR Foundation CEO Andy Herring remarked, no matter where you are in the world, you're affected by people wanting to move urban, whether it's here, in Ukraine, or anywhere else. The last cancellation was in 2021, during the COVID-19 pandemic. This year's pause, the organisers stressed this is about regrouping to build a stronger, more sustainable Pride in years to come.
Community News on Trans Radio UK.
For most of us, changing between clear skies and clouds, clearest in the north, but turning chillier later on. Milder in the south, though, with a low of 7 degrees.
£1,000 and help truck listens at the same time.
So anyway, I know I had myself muted there because you guys, sometimes I have myself that way where, on the station that I listen to, they have some community news that I want to hear, and I'll tell you, right now,
This is Trans Radio.
we are having these trans, like I said, these trans issues. You know, you look at it. The United States has gone from a year ago to today. The United States is dropping on trans issues. They're taking trans people out of the equation. They're slowly trying to get rid of us.
Are supporting their partner is trans, non-binary or gender fluid. We run support groups in a secure and
RadioUK.com, transmitting throughout the UK and the world.
You know what?
Do you like to chat about the news affecting our community? If so, join me, Alice Louise, and my Chatterland crew over on the Truck TikTok channel. We are there every Thursday at 9 o'clock live following the In Conversation show with. We can't wait to hear from you. You never know, if your call is good enough, you might even get a hug from my trans blow high Finn. See you Thursdays.
It's to my kind of music.
I wonder
Best mix of my favorite music. All on one radio
if we can just tilt the
Trans Radio UK.
Have you got a passion for music? Ever
thing,
wanted to do radio?
and then
Well, here's your chance with Trans Radio.
we can
UK.
reset that there. I want to do
Equipment
that.
needed. It's so much easier than you think. Bring your love for music and we'll bring the airwaves to you. Email info@transradiouk.com and start your radio journey today. This is your moment.
And then I'll just bring it
Don't
back.
miss it.
Get social with us. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Search
For
Trans Radio UK.
Support the LGBT
thanks Shin Hendrix 699 for joining the TikTok live thing. Thank you.
amazing causes, including truck lessons. Choose us as your good cause. Tickets cost just £1 and you can win.
I want you guys to know.
Play now and make a difference. Visit rainbowlottery.co.uk and select truck lessons today.
That what's been going on with the trans issue and stuff. You know, the trans people, look, trans people are being taken advantage of right now on TikTok, and sometimes, you know, on TikTok we are seeing a lot of hatred towards the community, and they don't do, and sometimes they don't do any.
Discovered Ad's darkest delights right here on Trans Radio UK. Well, maybe little reason to be afraid.
Welcome back to your weekly session in the shadows of the Ad's Dark Delights, coming to you live on Trans Radio UK. I'm Ads, your creator of Think Macabre, your DJ in the dark. Expect the unexpected from a hypnotic sense to face-melting industrial pulses.
And
To cover it all, as always, I'm in the
I
chat
think
at Trans
Galen
Radio
Clayton
UK.
7
Say hi,
for joining the TikTok live.
let's start this night with style. The always haunting priest. Well,
You know.
what now?
You know, and sometimes when you look at things like that, you know, the community is there to help out. You know, if I had the opportunity during Biden, I said I would have bought TikTok if I had the funds or anything like that. I would have gone out and turned it into left-leaning. I said I would have bought the thing, and then basically anything that you post like you can post like that, but we would have comprehensive I would have comprehensive things to prevent on TikTok being its absolute best. I would actually make it so that TikTok would actually be better for the community, be absolutely 100% for the community, by the community, you know, and make it better for the trans people. Now, I wouldn't stop people from posting anything, but we would have better moderation, better content for it. You know, try to make sure that live content, that it would be a lot better for live people to come in and get seen, get heard. You can speak whatever, you can be on whatever platform you want to be, but you know, and you can say what you want to say, and in some of these thanks Carlo Mata for joining the TikTok live. But I don't have the funds. I don't have anything to do it. If I could go out and buy Facebook, I would turn Facebook and say, we're just basically gonna start basically changing the way Facebook is done. It would have been basically, you know, it would have been out there to turn itself against the right. If I had the opportunity, if Elon Musk ever goes to jail or anything like that because of the thing, I'd figure out a way to go buy X again, buy his platform, continue to use X, but then change X to basically hyper fixate and continuing to do what X is doing, but make sure that it's in the light of being for Donald Trump and not like how it is for Donald Trump now. Make sure that it's in the light of that if you talk about Donald Trump, you talk about him in a good way, you're going to positively talk about it, you're going to get pushed down on the totem pole. If you talk bad about him, you're gonna get pushed up on the totem pole, kind of thing. You know? You talk bad about Elon Musk, you get pushed up on the totem pole, kind of thing. It basically reversed a lot of the engineering on stuff. Thanks, Josie Angel Harend for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. And it would change a lot of the way that I would have done things. I would have still Grok. I would still allow Grok to be it's there, but we'd make it so that so that I can make it and better to remove all of the jailbreaks, and make sure that I did not realize I was absolutely speeding there. But it would be something where I would make sure that Grok is how far? Okay, so it's 33 hours. This whole thing is gonna be very interesting. We have 6 hours. Because the next checkpoint time is an hour there. So I think we will be able to have some of those things going on. And I would change a lot of what these platforms, like if I picked one, would I go out and buy Google? Of course I would. I go out and buy Google and then go and change the Gulf of America back to Gulf of Mexico. I would basically start, if you talk good and light of Donald Trump, you're going to get pushed down. You're going to get pushed down as your videos aren't going to be seen as much because you talk good about him. You talk good and all of this. And it's just picking a platform to make sure that Donald Trump gets less pushed. If I had gone out and do that, I would also make sure that if I owned Google, I would find a way to where I would remove Truth Social off the Google Play Store, and make sure that, like, if you already have access, you will still continue to have access and get updates for it. But no new people would be able to download it. It would be an understatement. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do something. People would think like, oh, would I be getting? No, I wouldn't get rid of Truth Social, but I would make sure that I would put like a thing where they can't change it, but it says Truth Social is not what it actually is all out to be. It is exclusively just for the truth for the lies that Donald Trump posts and the lies that people believe in Donald Trump. But I would still keep it the way that it's meant to be said for it. And that's the thing. Is like a lot of people think that I'm hating on Donald Trump. I do. He is the worst president of the United States of America. Even worse than Nixon. Even worse than Bush. Thanks again, user, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. And thank you guys. If you guys are enjoying today, make sure you guys are followed, make sure you guys are subscribed. It is greatly appreciated. Make sure you share the live wherever you guys are watching from whichever platform, one of these three platforms, TikTok, Trovo, or YouTube. Make sure you guys share it out. Make sure that you guys, if you enjoy the stream, make sure you like the stream. If you're on non-Trovo side, if you're on these platforms and on any of these platforms, make sure you guys are followed. Because remember, following is free, subscribing is free on YouTube. But the other platform, but if you subscribe on Trovo, it is not free.
Crank this next one up into your teeth rail. Dawn of Ashes deliver 7 minutes of cynical chaos. This is hypersensitive crisis.
I just like to go around and find some of these sacred passageways. Whenever I can find this. Thanks, Papa G, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. I am sorry, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm not happy with this kind of music. So you know what? I am shutting off ads. I don't like ads, Darkest Delights, to be honest. That's the one place I don't listen. I don't like listening to like heavy metal. Thanks Edward Bard for joining the TikTok live. I don't like listening to heavy metal music. Heavy metal is not my favorite type of music. Like screamo, death metal are not like my favorite kind of music, because it's like, or the fast rap. Like fast rap is not my favorite either. I've stopped. I don't really like listening to that kind of music. Like like if I can understand the lyrics and I can understand it, then I'm gonna be happy with that and happy with all of that stuff going on. We were at 665. Thanks Lolo for joining the TikTok live. Let's go to our company services. Let's go to our bank. Let's pay you off as we speak. As we take the rest of our delivery. And you know, one of those things is, you know, with all of the trans stuff going on, you know, we have every state in the United States has some sort of law putting the LGBTQ people at risk, for being transgender. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Alright. I had to blink on right. This one I don't mind doing. Doing this. Okay, let's go to photo mode. Let's go to service. No, media, photo mode. Okay, I just wanted to see what the store's name was. Okay. Alright, let's go to service. Use truck market. No, it's an EVGA. That one's slightly cheaper, and it's got more of a better, higher ground. Okay. Now let's go to services. Truck service. Truck manager. And we've got nobody for that one yet. And we've got upgrade you. We'll upgrade you to the active for tag lift. Exclusive. I might drop the exclusive off though. Here. I can leave you, and then we can take and copy the config for this truck exclusively. It's only going to be 93,446 to confirm this. Okay. No. I'm going to upgrade this one here. And just see if everything seems correct here. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, mine's the only one that's not standard, but I wanted to why didn't it copy full configuration? We can fully configure this down here because I want to make sure that the truck, and then we can upgrade you. Okay. On the inside of this truck, I could have, and I think I might, no, we need to go on the inside of the accessories. Change you by completely removing you there, and then putting the original pride flag there, and then doing the same thing here, and hit confirm on it, and it will change basically just in a small portion, save us a little bit of money. And then that one will get copy configured later as well. Let's go to the cargo market. And then long burn. We're gonna look for another thing. That's just going back the way we came, getting mozzarella there. Do we have anything? Alta, Calford, Longbjorn. I want to do, let's set that as our GPS location. We're going to do this one. Actually, I should probably wait to do that. Thanks, Vic, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Because what's gonna happen is when we transfer back over on this, we're gonna actually receive seriously a lot of moolah, because it's like 30 hours for it all. And then I also might change my trailer out after this for a little while, and maybe we go do some other stuff, to be honest. But before we do, let's go to services. Let's go to our recruitment agency before we go and hire a driver. So Alice C, you're gonna get hired right away. You're gonna get hired down here. And no, not yet. Let me see if we got anybody. Ooh, Martin P. Might get hired because we've got. He's gonna get a little bit of higher pay for it. Yep. We'll hire you. And they're gonna be giving me some No, we could also go to that, which is going to take us to Finland, which is not too far from it, but I want to do that. Just because I don't want to go, like, too super far, because we have not a lot of time. We have about an hour, but I don't want to take something. Yeah, I know which way it's telling me to go. But I'm gonna go a little bit a different way. Thanks, Christine Howard, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. You know, one of those things is, you know, you look at in the rear view. You would think that a year ago, to this day, we were actually, our country was doing better off than it is currently. You know, it's you got a lot of these. You know, a year ago we didn't have these riots. A year ago we didn't have any of these things. You know, yeah, we might have had the George Floyd thing. And we've had a lot of things going on with a lot of things going on in our daily life here in the U.S. It's thanks Nelson for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. It's one of those things where, you know, we are struggling as a nation. And we're struggling not. We're struggling because of Donald Trump, not because of Biden. A lot of people, you know, a year ago, you know, Kristi Noem was saying, oh, well, we need to have this, we need to have the states have their own rights. And yet now, today, they're not wanting the people to have their rights. They want them taken away. They're two-faced. It's hypocrisy that's what they're doing. And it's one of those things where, you know, you can't like expect. Okay, now which one is it gonna have me go to? Because this is where I use the navigation a lot. Okay, so it's not gonna have me go there, so it's gonna have me go down to the same place, going down to Bardo. Okay. Now, what would happen? Now, how long, actually, if I were to say, okay, let's take and go that way. It's 32, trip time is 37 hours. And that's all it is. So, and how long do we have to get this done? It is 36. It's only going to add us an hour on to our trip time. It's only going to add an hour to our trip time. And if that's the case, we're going to embark on an extra long trip. and I don't care. Now, what we are going to do is now let's go to Truck Manager. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take and copy the config for this one. It's going to cost us 62 on it, and it's okay by me. That's all I'm doing. Then let's go to Garage Manager. In Bestia, we could fit another truck there. And in Galloway, we can also fit another truck. We could also hire another driver. Did not notice that. Lucas L, I don't care. I hire you. I'm gonna hire you over to Galloway. Let's go to Garage Manager here real quick. In Galloway, it's the Scania R high roof. Over here, it is the Scania R high roof as well. In Bestia and Galloway are utilizing these things, so we can go and fill Bestia first. I think we'll do Bestia, but I think Galloway is needing, who has the, based on production, Berlin has the highest production. Bode does not have the highest production, does not even getting some production in. We are going to, let's do Galloway, I think. Let's get another one in Galloway. Let's go to Truck Manager. No. Truck Dealers. We're going to go down here. We're going to go look for Scania. To buy online. We're going to go to My Fleet Configuration. We can get this one. We can do this one here. This one here is... we can't even do that either. We would need at least another $50,000 to get this. Thanks, Aerith, for joining. Let me go down here to Services, go to Bank. I always wanted to Alt Tab to go out of there. We're gonna go and we're gonna buy you online. We're gonna go to My Configuration, the Scania R high roof. We're going to purchase you. Over here in Galloway. Okay. Then we're gonna go to Truck Manager. We're gonna go all the way down here to the Scania R, the one that we just purchased. We are gonna upgrade this by changing a few things within the truck itself. With the accessories in the truck, primarily. We're gonna clear you out. By replacing it with that one. We're going to clear you out there. And we're going to put in you there, and we will change just the original, and we'll confirm you there. There, and now we got a little bit of money back. Now we're going to go to the recruitment agency. Okay. We'll hire you. Alright. Alright. Thank you for joining, guys. Remember, if you guys enjoyed today, remember hit that follow, hit that subscribe. If you're watching on whatever platform you're watching on, remember some platforms, remember subscribing is not free, but if you're on YouTube, it is free for you guys to subscribe. So it's greatly it is greatly appreciated. I'm going to go to company now. I'm going to go to services, to truck manager. We're going to go down and we're going to look at, in Galloway, Lucas L. We'll upgrade Lucas's L truck too, because I am going to change the way his truck looks too. We're going to get rid of, we're going to go down here, Rainbow Pride tag that way. We're going to change this down to Rainbow Pride original, clear you out, and put down the original flag there. Confirm the order. And we will also upgrade you as well. And change a lot of this out. Alright, we're gonna put the rainbow flag that way. Hello. No, and then we go and put that there, which that's now going to give us a little bit of money back. pull up a hill is thanks David Young for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. You know, and I'm not saying that, you know, the things that we do in the United States, you know, hey, we're able to pull up this hill, so. As long as I'm able to pull up a hill, and as long as I'm able to do it, I'm going to, and remember this, that's why when I always put things the highest rated, for it all. But I am going to probably end it at 5 o'clock here today, or end it after this haul, because I'm going to go and, I'm going to go and make some supper, and get some things done. Get some stuff done on that. Thanks Mary Jane P for joining. Because there's some things I'm gonna get done that I need to get done for today. Is I have to go and make some supper. I have to also look for a job because I haven't been actively looking. I have been looking, but I haven't been actively looking. You know. But I'm pretty sure, you know, coming out of driving out here in Norway, man, Pro Mods and Euro Truck Simulator 2 just does this well. You know, this is one of those countries where I wouldn't mind living in Norway, to be honest. But I will say, thanks and Beto for joining the TikTok live thing, thank you. But I will say, it's, you know, I've been thinking a lot about it. You know, I've been thinking about leaving the United States, and I've been thinking about it for a while, and you know, I've been thinking about leaving the United States, going to Japan, which, to be honest, that's gonna seem a little bit more out of the question than going to Canada, because Canada I can more or less go to Canada a lot easier. I can't fly to Canada, but I can go to Canada. I can go to Canada a lot easier throughout all of these issues. And to be honest, Canada would be a lot easier for me to just go, because it's a lot easier, and I can still be close to family if I needed to. I can come back if I needed to, you know. But I've been thinking about going to the Netherlands. I've been thinking about going to, you know, Malta and these places. But it's one of those things where it's hard for me to justify going to another country right now when I don't have I don't have the funds. You know, I've been thinking about applying for a job, and I'm not for sure yet if I should, because I want to make sure that I apply rightful, that I am able to okay, not and it's thanks Becky Smith for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. But it's just one of those things where it's like, and I was looking at Japan long before even stuff for situations were going on here in the United States. And I was looking at it back when, you know, back in 2014, 2015, even in 2016, I was looking, and I was looking at Japan just because I wanted to understand the culture, and now I've kind of really want to actually just go, but I might not be able to because of the because like I said, I don't have that passport. If I had that passport, I would have been able to make that consideration, and you know, I would have, if I had not only so if I go that way, it's not gonna do me any good, so we'll go to the right. I mean, to the left. But, you know, it's one of these things where, you know, that taking into consideration a lot of stuff. The biggest one that I really know a lot more about the culture is Japan. I know about Japan's culture a lot more than I know about it's gonna be one of those things where I found a new passage. I wonder where this is going to lead. Yeah. We'll see where this leads because, you know, interesting. Let's go to media. Let's take a photo of this area. There you go. I took a couple in two different, little slightly better angles. But one of those things that I always, when I look at stuff, you know, when having the ID and having these things, guys, if you don't realize, and you are in select few places, if you have an enhanced ID, you can travel to Canada without having a passport. Okay? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, you know, you don't have to have, to go to Canada, you don't have to have it, you just have to have that enhanced. Now, I have the enhanced ID, but I can't do it just yet. I might not even, think about it yet, because I don't have my enhanced ID yet. And as soon as I get my enhanced ID, then yeah, I might. But it's just like, once you get you that you can go to Canada, you can go to Mexico if I'm not mistaken. Which, if you decide to go out of Canada, which I'm pretty sure you won't be able to, you can't fly with it. You don't have a passport. But thanks user for joining the TikTok live. Thank you very much. Remember, guys, if you have your username is user with a whole bunch of numbers, I'm still going to call you user if you're just like that. Thanks Zach Himadal for joining the TikTok live. But you can take your time and go to Canada with these enhanced ID. I only got about an hour. But it's one of those things where you don't realize all right. Oh, I thought I actually there was a. Okay. I know. I had some issues trying to get out of the way, but anyway, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you spend a lot of your days or a lot of your time looking at going, and you got to think about your situation. Have a ready plan. Like, have a plan in case you know things are starting to become to the point of going south. Always have a plan. Whatever country you live in, always have a plan as a external plan. If you are transgender, you know, if you live in the UK or you live in the United States or you live in a country where you are trans but you are not, thanks Jerry for thanks Jerry Crewy for joining the TikTok live. It's always good to have your ID and have everything in order and make sure that you have that plan to get out of the country. You know, just because you are a U.S. citizen doesn't mean that you can't have yourself from getting up out of the country. It also doesn't mean that it's one of those things where the more that you spend driving, or the more that you spend on the stuff that goes on, you know, you look at the country that you come from. Make sure that you have a contingency plan. Make sure that you have that plan before things become to the point. If you live in Poland right now, or you live in Hungary, make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have a way that you can get out if something goes haywire. You know? Hey, at least I'm being able to go up the hill. There's no... So yeah, so no, we'll keep these EVGAs out here then. But it's always... Thanks the Onion Patch for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. But also remember, guys, that that we have but it's always a good idea to have any kind of plan, anything in place, because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere in life. If you think that you always have to have a plan ahead. You know, plan like you are, like if you go anywhere, plan like for me. We're gonna service this because I need to absolutely service recommendation and then take these two and confirm that if we can. Thanks Timothy Stevens for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. It's gonna want me to back up into that way. I'm just gonna not do it that way. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you guys, that's gonna be it for today though. Tonight we're gonna get into some more Fortnite. We're going back to Fortnite. Remember, I'm going to tell you this, if there is an update for Fortnite, if there's an update for Call of Duty, we pretty much do those, on the day that, and then we go back to normal schedule throughout all of it. But, I want you guys to know that, the more that you guys follow, tell your peeps, tell your friends, make sure you guys are followed. Remember, share this stream, share my profiles out with people. You know, share it. Get these live streams out there. Remember, my live streams are pretty much daily, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everywhere. I post on Blue Sky. I post on Ko-Fi. I post on when I go live and stuff. The primary place that I'm going to post is on Blue Sky for all of my information, everything. Discord's my last resort because I don't really post a lot on that. So anyway, if you guys would like to see more content, hit that follow, hit that subscribe. It is greatly appreciated that you guys do so. And remember, the other thing I'm also going to tell you guys is that the more that you help out me, the better you guys get more content. And all you got to do is just make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. Make sure you guys are followed here on TikTok. Make sure you guys are doing these things because remember they're free to do so. And if you guys enjoy the streams, hit that like, and let me know in the chat or in the comments if you guys are enjoying it, and it's always greatly appreciated. If you're here on Trovo, guys, thank you for being here as well. I know I probably didn't get to see anybody's message or anybody come in. I didn't send out that I'm live. I don't see any messages from anybody that I might have missed. So, anyway, we'll be back playing some Fortnite tonight. And then you guys can go on. And I know Trovo is the one that I forget. I might just stop doing Trovo and just do YouTube and Twitter and TikTok, because to be honest, it's harder for me to get anywhere on this, and I always forget to change some stuff around and stuff. So, but I will do this. I'm on my way out the door. Changing that title, and then I'm also going to take. Do that. But there is one thing I wanted to share with you guys before we quite get off. Just remember, if you are transgender, remember, pay attention to a lot of the things. Remember, the shift for trans issues has changed in the United States. The issue is that, you look at South Dakota from a year ago. You look at it, I did a... From a year ago, South Dakota and Wyoming were kind of light red. They now have shifted. There was a... Iowa was shifted as well. Texas was shifted. Pretty much a lot of the care that we receive changes us in what we do. So I'm gonna get off though. Like I said, you guys know what to do. And you guys can also check out the playlist of all the lives. Remember, I live stream pretty much every day. Sometimes in that past live streams from Eurotruck, sometimes those past live streams are also Fortnite or Call of Duty, because sometimes at night I do that. But remember, primarily Fortnite and Call of Duty are on exclusively prioritized on Trovo and TikTok. So if you want to see those, it's always great to be on those platforms. TikTok primarily. But anyway, we will catch you guys.